Hello and welcome. This is BQ Prime. I'm Agam Vakil, and you're watching the F&O Show, a show in which we take you through all that is happening in the derivative space in the Indian equity markets. For now, while we did start with some weakness as far as Indian markets go, we have in fact not only seen benchmarks come off substantially from days highs, but in fact, days lows. But in fact, the Nifty is currently trending in the green, so that's always good news. Do remember there was substantial amount of shorts into the system. In fact, as on Friday, FIIs were only 13% long in index futures. And I reckon that after the short covering that came through on Friday, we're seeing a little bit more come through in today's day of trade. The question really is that will we hang on to these levels, or can we expect weakness in the upcoming sessions? That said, let me very quickly talk about a crucial support range, that is 18,800 to 18,900. Now, remember that the 200-day exponential moving average, that at the moment is at 18,830. The other thing is that the low that we made, the 4-month low that we made last Thursday, was also somewhere around 18,837 odd. So 18,800 is the level that we are watching out for. And if you can count it as a range, 18,900, because that's a little bit of a pivot, which has been playing out since, in fact, the December of 2022. So it's been 11 months, where we have actually seen 18,900 become a crucial mark over the previous, few months. And that perhaps will be a strong support, but we should confirm that with an expert. But before I get to the expert, let's also very quickly go through all that is happening in the options market as well. So if you consider the most active options, it is essentially the 19,000 call and the 18,900 put. That's also where we are seeing max OI for the 2nd November expiry. And as far as the Bank Nifty is concerned, once again, the range we're looking at the moment based on max OI is a 500-point range. On the top end, we have the 43,000 call, which has max OI, and on the lower end, it is the 42,500 put. A lot of activity one might expect is around the 42,500 put as well. Now, let's bring all these things into perspective with an expert opinion in terms of what we can see going forward. Well, we have a very experienced voice here. We have Chandan Taparia. He is the head of technical and derivatives research at Motilal Oswal. Chandan, good morning, and thank you so much for joining in. We certainly are at a precarious point as far as benchmarks are concerned, but what is your reading of the markets right now, and where are we headed?
Good morning, Agam. Thanks for having me. In the last couple of days, we have seen profit booking of 1,000 points. Nifty index corrected all the way from 19,850 to 18,850. But on Friday, we witnessed some recovery as most of the indicator going into the oversold territory. However, it has negated this lower highs, lower lows, and forming slightly higher lows. Today, it drifted to 18,950, witnessed some recovery, but somehow we are getting the sense that bounce are being sold. Today, we have seen recovery, but India VIX is again up by around 7-8%, near to 11.76. Global concerns are still facing hurdle. Selective stocks are doing well. In Nifty, Reliance is up by 2%, that is contributing for the up move in the price of Nifty index. So that's why we are likely to be in a broader range. 18,850 to 19,250 is the broader range, but I'll be with the broader range and broader trend. So we'll go with sell on bounce. So some more bounce could be there by 50-60 points, but that can be utilized for sell on bounce stance. So with hurdle of 19,250, we believe that again the index can test to its 200-day mark of 18,850 marks.
All right. So, Chandan, let's also talk about the Bank Nifty, because that's the other crucial index a lot of traders work upon. That's currently sitting at around 42,500. What's the way forward from here?
So, here also, it got stuck in a range. Technically, this index has also corrected by around 4,000 points, all the way from 44,500, corrected by around 2,500 points. And more than 4,500 points from its high of mid-September. After that, we have witnessed some recovery on Friday, but again, the Friday's highs are not being surpassed. And we are witnessing some call writing at 43,000. And some put writing is there at 42,500, but that is not comparatively giving conviction. So I believe some sort of bounce could be there, but that bounce will be restricted. And with hurdle of 42,800, we can retest to major support of 42,250 and 42,200. So comparatively, we witnessed some recovery from the lows, but structure is in pressure. We are not witnessing any kind of major improvement. So we'll continue to be with sell on bounce stance in both indices. But need to remember that view is not aggressive on the sell side. View is only that upside is likely to be kept. So bounce could be sold in the market.
Okay, fair enough. So that's the view coming in as far as your benchmarks are concerned. Let's very quickly address what's happening in the stock futures, universe as well. And of course, we have a lot of stocks which are moving not only on account of earnings, but also, we have updates with respect to some restructuring. And we start with M&M Financial because that's down around 10%, substantial weakness there. Naturally, a lot of shorts building there. We have AU Small Finance Bank as well with respect to its corporate restructuring coming through. And because of that, we are seeing weakness there. That's down around 7%. SBI Cards is down 6.5%, weighing down on the indices. And we're looking at a little bit of profit taking in Dixon Technologies as well. It did come up with as well reasonably stable numbers last Friday, but we are at the moment seeing weakness with a near 4% decline there. And it's not just that. Among heavyweights, we have some weakness in Tata Motors, Axis Bank, Maruti Suzuki, Dr. Reddy's. So the Nifty may be flat, but there is a lot of weightage towards the downside. Of course, on the upside, what's keeping the indices on hold or in check is Cipla. Reliance Industries, on account of earnings, it's in fact up 2%. And along with Reliance Industries, it's HDFC Bank, which is also up around 0.5%. So these are the two heavyweights which are keeping the Nifty in check and perhaps in the green at the moment. Marginally green, but green all the same. Chandan, let me come to you then. What stocks are on your radar and how are you playing them?
So first trade setup, I'll talk about Colgate, Colpal. This stock is comparative holding. The beta is lower, so not expecting bigger swing. Already we have seen a small decline from 2130 to 2000 marks. It taken supported key moving average. So Colgate, Palmolive, Colpal will be one trade where we can buy with support of 2030. Can look for an up move towards 2150 level. Reliance is positive. Somehow Reliance is supporting the market to not fall much comparatively, making positive price actions after the corrective move of last couple of days. So here one can go on the long side with support of 2270. Stock can head to 2360, 2380 levels. One sell area, that is sell on Metropolis. Clearly lower top, lower bottom weakness is there. Not recovering even after the market recovery. And shorts are being built. So recommending to sell on Metropolis. We have hurdle near to 1400. One can sell with a stop loss of 1400. And this counter can drip to 1325 levels on the downside.
All right. So, those are a handful of stock ideas coming in from Chandan Taparia of Motilal Oswal. But for now, we are looking at markets holding on to where they are. The Nifty largely flattish. The real, question is that where we can go from here. And of course, do remember that a lot of macroeconomic events are lined up through the course of this week, not only in India, but also globally. And of course, we will continue to see the impact of earnings on Indian markets. So, and that will perhaps determine as to where, these indices are going. But we all know about the kind of positioning that at least Chandan is suggesting. So we'll be watching out for that. Chandan Taparia, thank you so much for joining in and taking us through your views on the markets. We'll be signing out for now, but there's lots more lined up. Stay tuned to BQ Prime.